Hey everybody! This is Jonathan Thomas Patterson here. Since today is actually the last day of our summertime, since on August 17th, that is 1 and 7. Basically, I have to show you something now, because I, from here on out, will be opening everything else. I know my room is completely messy, but just shut up, okay? Let's start off with the very first thing. Give me a second. A little more. Damn it. Get out of the way. Alright. What do we have here today? Oh, let me guess. What do I have? Yeah. This is Spyborgs, if you don't notice. Here's the thing, okay? The stuff that I'm going to show you are from Comic-Con. Most of them have been signed, okay? So, if you don't want to watch this video, then just go to another one or do something else. But let's start off with the very first. I have a comic book of Spyborg. It may not be too important, but at least it was at the Comic-Con. I picked it up. Moving right along. Here is an important comic. Notice it says that it's actually a Comic-Con exclusive. This is a paperback of a game that many or some of you have heard. In fact, it is called Dante's Inferno. Yeah, this is issue 0 of the thing. Going right along. Now, what do we have here? I have something new to tell you. See the little owl? Yep, this is Owly. I don't think a lot of people may notice this, but there is an animation that I actually have to show you. When I do my movie, this will include this character a little bit. In fact, I even have a doll of him. So yeah, it's pretty cool, actually, because the comic itself, if you haven't read about this Ollie character, then you may not know who he is exactly. I know it's not too important, but it's kind of adorable if you read the comics. In fact, I have a bunch of them right here that I just bought. You know what's even funny about it? Hold on a second. They've been frickin' signed by the creator, actually, who his name is Andy Rutan. See? Pretty creative, isn't it? So he actually does the drawings himself, like any other person. Moving right along. Here's another one. Oh, you think it's another book, huh? Surprise! It's another one of his other drawings, just 2. Same thing here. With this 3rd book. Yeah, it says to Jonathan and Malia, and with the cute little butterfly and the owlie. Now, I know many of you are thinking, what the heck are you talking about? It's a child thing, yes? Well, it's adorable, and at least you get it doesn't have too much text. It's a very easy book to understand with. But in this case, let's just move along a little bit. I'll show you more of the books later. Do you like Coraline? Does anybody ever watch the movie where let me just say this. What am I trying to say? Oh yeah! Basically, you remember that movie that was released back in 2008? Or most importantly, see this? When you see this little icon, and I think it's for the fans who actually don't know what Comic-Con is, this is an exclusive. Basically, they made these as an exclusive, and it's from Nico. Or Nika, if you may notice. But yeah, she's inside of hers, the dress that the other mother made for her. And it looks pretty nice. I mean, to me it actually looks pretty adorable, actually. But yep, here it is. Coraline. Making up for things on the Coraline. I know this isn't important either, and you may have seen this toy already, but I just had to show it to you. And since a couple of, I don't know, 4 years ago, it was the 15th anniversary. So they released this. And speaking of that, since this year is the 20th anniversary, look what I got here. Yep. For Street Fighter fans, this is Guile in Charlie's costume. If you don't know who Charlie is, he was actually in the Street Fighter series. Basically, this is a toy that is so exclusive. Once again, it has a little icon here. I bought this for 20 bucks. In fact, both of these basically are both 20 bucks each. And they were from the Nika Convention Center. Or in other words, at the Comic-Con. So I bought them both. Because basically they were pretty cool. And the fact that I like the Coraline movie. This, on the other hand, looks just kick-ass, if you may have noticed. And yes, I am looking at the camera, so just shut up. Okay. Now what do we got here? This is from 2008, by the way. Yay. Basically, you may have heard of Sam & Max, but this was from 2008. In fact, I may have to show you some stuff that I got from 2008 as well. This was the only thing I got if I actually purchased something from the Telltale Games place. The other one that they did, which was this year, they have this, but they also had a bunch of things, so I don't really care about it. I just wanted this thing because it actually plays some music. And actually, most of the music itself sounds very old-timey. They actually made it old-timey. Okay, I gotta shut up. What else do we got here today? Yay! This is, without a doubt, the 25th anniversary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know you can't see it, but here it is. April O'Neil, in her original costume. Not the yellow jumpsuit that she had in the 80s. In the actual comic strip, it was blue, as I can look at it. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Has two Mousers, which was one of the enemies of the Turtles themselves. And most importantly, here's the funny part. Same thing, 20 bucks. So that would have costed like, you know, this is actually very rare, so it's considered very important to me. Another book. For dear God's sake. Here's another one of Owly. With the big beady squirrel thing. Alright. Next one. Another Ollie book. All books have been signed, drawn by Andy Rudin himself. That's all I have to say. Now what do we have here? I know a lot of fans. I know what you're thinking. You watch Bleach? I sure hell do. Somewhat. I actually got Hollow Bleach. Or in other words, Hollow Ichigo. This is one of these very rare of these kind of figurines. It looks pretty cool. I mean, to tell you the truth, I really like the way they designed this toy. It actually really reminds me of Hollow Ichigo a little bit. I hope I can actually see the actual anime itself at this point. Don't think I'm doing this Dora the Explorer crap anyway. Because I know Dora the Explorer is so frickin' creepy. It scares the frickin' crap out of you at times. No, really, it scares the forget it. What do we got here? Next. Oh yeah. This may not be important, but they actually were selling these. You know why this is important? Because they were selling this at Telltale, and then suddenly, for some reason, they stopped. But you know what's even cooler? Look at that. Sam, a Max drawing. Isn't that cute? This is done by Steve Purcell. He drew the actual picture of Max holding a gun. And that was very sweet of him. In fact, most of the stuff that I have, you're about to see, are basically signed by the actual old people themselves. And a lot of people are I'm actually going to tell you this right now. I apologize if I haven't been doing my videos and such. That is because of the fact that most of them I either have lost or I've just forgotten about them. But don't worry, I am going to actually be finishing them up as soon as possible. This is actually a little bit of what part 2 is. And this is actually the real part 2. In fact, I may have to post this and the other video up that I did a couple of weeks ago. But let's continue on from here. Not the poster. Let's start off with... This is an interesting factoid.